Hi everyone, hope you're well, hope you're here. I have got a fun technique to show you tonight. I'm also going to do some unboxing of some new goodies that I've received, but I'm going to do that at the end of the video because I want to do this as a bit of a technique video. So I'm just going to jump straight to it, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it tonight. So let's flick around, let's put the lights on because it's certainly getting darker, isn't it? Right, tonight's video we are going to be showcasing, so much stuff piled up around here. So this is the Christmas Words Collage hybrid embossing folder, and then the Christmas Words Collage dies. So that is just the packaging. Let me show you what they actually look like. So this is the embossing folder, which has all the different words on it. Hey, Karen. And this is the die, which goes with it. Now, I'm sure I've shown these before in unboxing, but I don't think I've actually shown you how it works. But it is very, very simple. So we're going to run through the easy bit first. Then we're going to use a couple of techniques to show you different things that you can do with this particular die. So first of all, I'm going to show you. So the die itself, you can see you've got all the different words on there for the embossing folder, and then the die that goes with it. So the first thing I want to do is line up my die in the embossing folder. And the easiest way I find to do this, okay, so you've got Merry and Bright, which is this double set of words. And then you've got the words there as well. So basically find one of the corners and find which way it fits. It will only fit in one direction, okay? So if you try it in one of the other directions, it just will not work. And if you try and do it upside down, it also will not fit in, okay? So there are 7 ways to get it where it doesn't fit, but only one way to get it where it does. So if you can still move it, then it's wrong. As long as you've made sure that it's kind of fitted into place, then it's right. The next thing you want to remember, so the dies, when you run your hand over it, these bits have got like raised edges. They're not sharp, they won't cut you or anything, but they are raised. The other side is completely smooth, all right? If you can feel the smooth side up the way, then it's the wrong way around. So turn it over so that smooth side goes next to the plastic and the raised bit is the bit that you can feel. Then you're going to add your cardstock. And for this one, I'm going to do it in this gorgeous gold foil paper. Now, the raised bit is what will cut out your shape. So that will help you know which way round to put it, because I don't want the words to be white. I want the words to be gold. So I'm going to put the gold surface down. I'm going to close it over, and then this is a final check. When you turn it over, you should be able to read the words, Happy Christmas, Noel, 'tis the season. If you're reading them and it's not the colour you're expecting, then take your paper out and turn it upside down, okay? So once you have that, you're going to get your die cutting machine. Now I am using the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss. For the Cut and Emboss machine, for our company's one, you want to use plates 1 and plates 4. Those are the only ones you use, okay? Leave your 2s to one side and leave your 3s to one side. You're going to put down plate 1. Then you're going to put down your embossing folder with the die inside. Then you're going to put on plate 4. And then when you roll it round, it is stiff. It's meant to be stiff, but it should go through without you having to really force it hard. If it's forcing in and it's not going in, back off and check your layer. So with different companies' machines, you might need to adjust the sandwich slightly. But with the Stampin' Up! Machine, this is the sandwich that you use. All right. And then take it out, open it up, and then just pop out all your sentiments. So this really is one of the easiest ones to use. I haven't found a good thing. I haven't found some good purpose for this yet. I probably could do something with it, but for now it's just going in the bin. But these all just pop off, and then these are your sentiments ready to put onto your cards. And there's loads of them. The cards that I've been sending out with catalogues, got some more to go out tonight. So these are the Delightful Pines stamps that I've used, and just put one of the sentiments with some foam dimensionals on the ribbon at the bottom. So easy to do. So I've just been, yeah, there's another one, Holly Jolly. So these are fabulous sentiments to go on any of your Christmas cards. And there you go. That took me less than a minute to cut out all of those different sentiments. That's the first way to use this. That's by far the easiest way. Now let's start to get a bit more interesting. So I'm going to get just a piece of plain white cardstock. And I'm going to cut it to the size that I want. The size of card that goes into the embossing folder is 6 by 6, so very easy to use. And this time, I'm going to take an ink pad. I'm going to do it in Shaded Spruce. Am I going to do it in Shaded Spruce? No, I'm going to do it in Real Red. Let's do red sentiments. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm going to brush it over the inside of my embossing folder. I'll be honest, should I slide it or should I press it? We're going to try both. So let's, do you know what? Let's kind of stamp down with it as if I'm inking up stamps. I want to make sure that they all get ink. There we go. All right. So that looks very messy. Hey, Linda. So I have inked up my embossing folder, and now I'm going to put in my, let's see, have I inked this up in the right direction? Do you know what? I have not. I have inked up on the wrong side. Let's try this again. Don't ink up the side where the words are in the right orientation. Ink up the other side. Now, it's not going to matter the fact that I've done it on both. Do you know what? What is it I say? Don't do this. Ask me how I know. I'll make the mistake so you don't have to. Let's see. I did practice this, I promise. So, ink up your embossing folder on the side where the words are back to front. Then you want to put on your die. Then you're going to use your cardstock to put over the top and then close over your embossing folder. Now, it doesn't matter that I've put ink on the wrong side as well, because it's going to be in the back. Just means these are going to be very well inked sentiments. So let's push this through. The little edge of that didn't look as if it cut. Do that again. Right. Let's see what this looks like. All right. I mean, my embossing folder needs a really good wash, which I'm going to go and do in a second. And there is ink on the wrong side as well as on the right side. But hopefully you can see that I now have these sentiments in red on white rather than on gold. So let me see, I got my chamois out already. I'll show you the sentiments in a minute, but right now it looks like I've murdered somebody because I did it in red. But yeah, so have a look at these sentiments. So I've got my holly jolly, my Merry Christmas, my Happy Christmas, 'tis the season. And now I can put these onto cards as well. Do you see them? So it's another way that you can use this embossing folder and to get the sentiments. And of course you can do these in any colour you like. So that's me got all of those different sentiments in real red. Now, by far the easiest thing to do would be to take this through to the bathroom and just run it under the sink to get rid of all the ink. But because I'm here with you and because I'm slightly crazy, I'm just using my chamois. Is this a good idea? Probably not. Am I going to regret it? Very possibly. But I do want to show you another technique. Look at the colour of me. Honestly. Do you know what, ladies? I am just going to run this under the tap. Give me 30 seconds and I'll be right back. While I'm away, have a look at the sentiments. Is this a technique you would use? Okie dokie. It is a little bit messy. It's even messier when you do it the wrong way around. Let's see if I can do it again with being not quite so messy. So this time I'm going to use some balmy blue cardstock because when I did it there, I did it with the real red ink onto basic white, but I want to show you what it looks like doing it onto a colour. Let's see if I can do it this time without it being quite so messy. It is a very, very useful bundle and stamp set, and I love the Christmas one. Do you know what? There's another technique I'm going to show you first that's not inking. So let's do that, and then I'll do the other one inking up afterwards, because then I can take that through and wash it when the video's finished. So let me show you this one. Yeah. I saw this online and I thought it looked really pretty. So I'm going to take some crumb cake cardstock and so I've cut my A4 sheet in half and then I've scored that in the wrong place. how sometimes you just try and do things too quickly? There we go. Cut it in half, score it at 10.5, not 9.5, to get a card blank. Let's get rid of... There we go. And then I'm going to cut a layer that is the same size. What on earth have I done? What size is this? We're going to start again. Piece of crumb cake cardstock. Okay, we're going to cut it in half at 14.8. That's more like it. And then we're going to score it in half at 10.5. And the other piece we're going to cut in half at 10.5. You know how I was saying I was going to do this as a technique video, one that I could show to other people? Now I'm kind of worried about that. People will be watching this going, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about. Being absolutely chaotic. Welcome to everyone who's watching for the first time. I'd like to say I'm normally a really organised and professional crafter, but sometimes it's a bit mad. Okay, so I've got my card base and I've got my layer that's the same colour. I'm going to take my folder, I'm going to position my layer about there, like that. And then I'm going to put it through the machine. Now, has anybody spotted what I've done differently this time? This time, it is just embossed, so I haven't used the die. Okay? Because the die is fabulous, but the embossing folder in its own right is really, really lovely. So now, where's my... I can add on my Happy Christmas that I've got in red, or I could do it in gold. I think I might do it in the red. And I'm going to get my real red ribbon, which is next door. So I'm going to do a cheat bow with this one. Let's just tie this round whatever I have to hand. I used to call it a finger knot, but I don't want to tie it around my finger. So I've just tied it round the top of that bottle. And I'm going to slip it off. And then this loop that I've created, I'm going to cut it at the halfway point, like that. Gives me this piece here. Then I'm going to stick, maybe too big, I can trim that down. Let's cut this to here. Use my trusty tear tape. So first of all, I'm going to put a little bit of tear tape just underneath the ribbon so that it stays in place where I want it to be. I want it to be there. There we go. And then 2 more pieces just to wrap around the back there. Yeah, just as an embossing folder, it's really, really gorgeous. Because there is the die with it, and the die is brilliant, but nobody says you always have to use it together. I do want to stress that this hybrid embossing folder with the matching die is a specially designed kind of die that is designed to go with this embossing folder. Please do not just stick your dies inside embossing folders, because I can't guarantee that your embossing folders will survive that process. So if it is one that is designed to go with it, then you'll be fine. But if it's not, then I would not risk it. So if you think, oh, I can put any die inside any embossing folder, that is not recommended. This is a special kind of die with the coordinating embossing folder. There we go. Let's use some foam pads on the back. Stick another one there for good measure. Probably didn't need to use foam pads because everything's raised anyway, but I think it's nice. Let me just line that one up, and then I'm going to trim off my bow on the front just to make that a little smaller. There we go. And then use some of these. So these are the traditional sparkling sequins. I'm going to put some of these on. A little green one down the bottom. There we go. So that is another easy and fun card to do using this particular embossing folder. Right, last thing I wanted to show you was the colour on colour. So let's get my balmy blue. Let's remember which way around I'm doing it. Let's get my die as well. Here we go. Okay, so the die, oh, do you know what I should have done? Should have washed the die as well, Emma. That's a good point. It is, I am being slightly messier here than you would normally be. So learn from my mistakes, do it properly. You won't have as much mess as I did. Let's wipe that down. And the chamois is fine for wiping. Just want to make sure I get all those red bits off. There we go. Okay, if you can ignore the colour of my hands, let's use my Night of Navy ink pad. So I have my balmy blue cardstock, and I'm going to use my Night of Navy ink pad. Now, see, pressing it up and down rather than smearing it already is a better way to do things. I want to make sure I get right to the edges. It helps if your ink pad is juicy. I had just re-inked my real red ink pad, which made it extra juicy. Let's put my die over the top. Make sure it's in place. Put my cardstock in. And let's fold it over. So, bringing back the die cutting machine. Doesn't matter whether you do it face up or face down, because at the end of the day, it's all about the sandwich. Let's crank this through. And let's see what the colour ones look like. These look really pretty. Just pop them off. You know how sometimes dies can be really tricky to poke out? This one's actually really easy. You're not poking out lots of tiny little bits. Pop that over to one side. Look, pop, 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 pop. There we go. So now these are my Night of Navy on pool party sentiments. Let me bring them up to show you a bit closer. In the same way as I did the red ones. These have really come out well. They are so crisp. They're like stamped images that you've then stamped and die cut, but they are embossed as well. So you've got that lovely 3D and that texture to them. Can you see how well they have come out? So you can have the gold version or the stamped version on colour or the stamped version on white, and these are just lots. Let's kind of compare those three together. Where's the Merry Christmas in the gold? Yeah, so you've got it, your real red on white, your Night of Navy on pool party, and then your actual just gold and gold embossed. So those are some different ways that you can use this hybrid embossing folder. And then you've got this option of a card, or this one where you've just taken the sentiments and added them on, and this one of course using the embossing folder as the whole background. What do you think? Is it something that you like? Is it something that you have got but haven't used? Have you got it, you use it and you love it? Are you tempted to get it? Let me know in the comments. And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you brand new items. So these are items which I got in my order that came through today. Some of these are items from the Autumn Winter catalogue, but some of them are brand new items that aren't actually coming out until next month. So first of all, I wanted to share with you, so these are the branching out dies. These are in the Autumn Winter catalogue. And I love these labels. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nesting shapes that look like tickets and look like labels. And if you see my logo, my logo is very similar to this label shape. Hey Ali, glad you're here. You've also got this little strip of berries, the little sprigs, and then the little leaves and the pine cone as well. So there is a stamp set that goes with this set of dies as well. I didn't go for the stamp set just now, I just went for the dies, and I've been using them already. I have a class this weekend where I will be using these dies, and I will share those designs with you after the lovely class participants have had a chance to see them. Other things which have arrived in my order this week is the Snowflake Kisses bundle. So the stamp set here has got 10 photopolymer stamps. If kisses were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. May the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. Sounding warm hugs. Winter is warmer when we're together. Some lovely sentiments there. And then the dies that come with this bundle. So there's a snowflake corner. There's a little banner here with little snowflakes on the side. And then there's this piece here. And I'll be very honest, the reason that I've gone for this bundle is because of a gorgeous card that one of my lovely team made for me. Let me take it out of the cello. This was Heather Potterton who made this card. She is very talented and I just love it. It's all those wintry, what my husband calls frozen colours, the blues and the purples, and the sparkly gems on the front. It was really pretty. So that made me decide that I had to get this die. So I shall be playing with this bundle more over the next few days. Now we're into the brand new stuff, okay? So you can't buy these right now unless you're a demonstrator. Or if you go for the starter kit, the new join offer, you can include them in your starter kit. So they are using the new packaging. Okay, so this is the new packaging for stamps and dies. These pockets are larger. So if you look, this is the set of dies that I had before. These ones are shorter. But then, of course, some of our dies, so if I look at our hybrid embossing folder, for example, where's the packaging for that gone? It's gone. I swallowed it. That was much wider, whereas these are thinner. So these dies are thin and long, and this is the Lasting Linen stamp set. Now, I will be very honest, I thought it was an embossing folder. And I bought it because I thought, oh, that would be a really cool embossing texture to have. But actually, it's a stamp. So it's a background stamp. It's photopolymer. It's linen texture. I've bought it. I'll use it. I'm sure I will enjoy using it for something, but it's not what I thought it was. So we will give that a go and see how it works. Next, I've got this one. So this is the Swirled Designs set. So again, this is a stamp set. So we're seeing stamp sets in these thin envelopes. So for storage, absolutely can't beat it. You're going to be able to put so many more on your shelves with this space. My plan is to have them in boxes so that I can flick through and see all the different designs rather than reading spines on the back. But we've got this swirl, we've got this watercolor splodge, we've got these texture pieces here, more splodges, the little stars and the little flowers. It reminds me a little of Gorgeous Grunge, which was a stamp set we had over 10 years ago, and it was really popular. This I am really looking forward to playing with. And the other thing that comes with this, so this one's a bundle. These are the stamps and these are the dies. And this is one that I'm really, really excited about. So these dies, there are the oval ones here. So we had circles that were very similar to this a while back. These are the oval versions, which I think are going to be really useful. We've got the diamond ones. So if I pop that off, again, diamonds in 2 different sizes. And then you've got that little leafy piece in the center. You've got this sprig leaf flower piece. You've got the little star, the little flowers, the stars in the center, and then this one here. This is the die that I'm really excited about. And it's this sort of shape here. So it's like 2 stars on top of each other. And given that my team are called the Stampin' Starlets, I thought this would be absolutely perfect for me to be making welcome cards for my lovely team when they join. And just I send out cards and gifts and stuff to my team throughout the year anyway. And I thought this would be a really cool stamp set and die to use for them. Can you emboss with a stamp? Absolutely. Heat embossing. So I could use my linen stamp with Versamark and use clear embossing powder and have it heat embossed. Can I emboss it using my cut and emboss machine? No, that's not something that I would be able to do with this stamp. But one of the techniques that I am going to try with it is what's called the kissing technique. So if you have a solid stamp that you ink up and then you kiss it, you press it next to a textured stamp, the texture takes off some of the ink and then you stamp with your solid stamp. The other way to do it is to ink up your texture stamp, get a solid stamp, press it onto the texture stamp, and then stamp again, and you get that sort of transferred pattern in the shape of your solid stamp. So yeah, these are the three items that I've got from the November online exclusives. So these aren't coming out until November for customers. Demonstrators can get them early, or if you take advantage of the absolutely fabulous joining deal that's on right now, you could add these items or any of the items from the November online exclusives into your starter kit. I do have one other new thing, two other new things, but I'm not showing you tonight. I've got the new kits, so the mini album kit, the Memories album kit, and the Calm and Bright stamp set. I am going to show them next Wednesday, which is when we will be setting up for the craft show at the SEC, and then I'm hoping you're all going to come and see me and say hi at the craft fair. Let me flip this round so I can chat to you. Yes, so next week is the craft fair at the SEC. It would be lovely to see you all there. Please, if you are there, do come and say hi to us on the stand. We're going to be demonstrating a lot of these products and showing off some beautiful samples. And yeah, it's going to be busy, but it's going to be fun. And so next week, I will share with you the 2 new kits that have just come out this month. Last thing I want to mention, the advent calendar, which I shared a couple of weeks ago, it is nearly sold out in the UK. So if you want that advent calendar, that 12 days of Christmas, get it quickly, because we are into single digits of stock. And once it's gone, it's gone. So if you've got any questions, if there's anything I can help with, then please do reach out. Have a fabulous evening and happy crafting. Take care, everyone. Bye.